We're on air, so I'm going to go ahead and call to order the regular meeting of the Oakdale City Council, April 28th, 2026. Sarah, will you please take the roll?
Councilmember Moore?
Here.
Councilmember Morcomb?
Here.
Councilmember Severson?
Here.
Councilmember Rich?
Here.
Mayor Zabel?
Here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up tonight, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the agenda is adopted. Let's move into approving sets of meeting minutes. Two sets in front of us tonight. First up, workshop from April 14th, 2026. Council members, any changes or corrections here? I'll look for a motion.
I'll move as presented.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion on second. Any comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the minutes are adopted. Last on the list, regular meeting minutes, April 14th, 2026. Any changes or corrections here? Seeing none, can I get a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the minutes are adopted. No public hearings in front of us tonight, so we'll move into open forum. First things first, we have two proclamations that I will be signing tonight. First up, recognizing Building Safety Month. Whereas Oakdale is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential roles our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and when disasters strike. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who create and implement the highest quality codes and standards to protect us where we live, work, and play. It's a long one. Wow. It must mean it's really important, and it is. Whereas these modern building codes and standards include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes. We don't have those, thankfully. Snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month reminds us of these protectors of public safety, our code officials who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas Built to Last is the theme for Building Safety Month in 2026, and it encourages us all to get involved and raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local, state, tribal, territorial, and federal building safety and fire prevention departments in protecting lives and property. Therefore, I, Kevin Zabel, Mayor of Oakdale, Minnesota, do hereby proclaim the month, May 2026, as Building Safety Month in the city of Oakdale. For any growing city like Oakdale, you know, we have a lot of new buildings going up all around us. It further emphasizes the importance that these dedicated staff members play in making sure that all buildings in our community are safe for its inhabitants, its workers. Obviously, safety is the top priority for any city, and our entire team here at the City of Oakdale do absolutely amazing work with a lot of work on their plate at any given moment, making sure everybody remains safe. The second proclamation is recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month. Whereas mental health is an essential component of overall well-being, shaping our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and influencing our ability to cope with life's challenges, build meaningful relationships, and pursue our goals and dreams. And whereas Mental Health Awareness Month provides an opportunity to raise awareness, promote understanding, and reduce stigma surrounding mental illness, encouraging open dialogue, compassion, and support for individuals living with mental health conditions and their families. And whereas mental health affects people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life, and addressing mental health needs is essential for fostering resilience, promoting recovery, and improving the quality of life for individuals, families, and communities. And whereas Mental Health Awareness Month highlights the importance of access to mental health care and support services, advocating for equitable access to treatment, resources, and interventions that address the diverse needs of individuals experiencing mental health challenges. And whereas Mental Health Awareness Month celebrates the resilience and strength of individuals living with mental illness, recognizing their courage, determination, and achievements in overcoming obstacles, seeking help, and embracing hope and healing. And whereas Mental Health Awareness Month serves as a call to action for individuals, communities, and policymakers to prioritize mental health and well-being, invest in prevention, early intervention, and support services, and work together to create a more inclusive, compassionate, and supportive society. Therefore, I, Kevin Zabel, Mayor of Oakdale, Minnesota, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month in the city of Oakdale. Oakdale is incredibly fortunate to have community-based resources for those seeking support in mental health, from Canvas Health right here in Oakdale to the incredibly talented and dedicated professionals in School District 622. Private, public partnerships are in every corner of the city to make sure that mental health supports are available. Here at the City of Oakdale, we're incredibly proud to be rolling out mental health supports within our police response through the Oakdale Police Department later this summer. Something new for us, but not new for a number of cities across the metro. Those cities have seen tremendous success in addressing the mental health needs of people in their communities, and we are beyond excited to bring that program here to Oakdale and expand our mental health support system for those that need it. So a timely reminder as we recognize Mental Health Awareness Month in our community. Still under open forum tonight. If there's anybody in the audience joining us that would like to chat with council about anything that's on your mind, please feel free to step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and proceed with your comments. Seeing none, we'll move into consensus motions. Council members, we have A through G in front of us tonight. Are there any that we need to pull for individual consideration? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve consensus motions A through G as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those motions are adopted. Now is the time on the agenda where we check in with our advisory boards and commissions. The only one that met since our last meeting was the Parks and Rec Commission. They met on, didn't we have a meeting since then? No, it's this one. Wow. My calendar's all off. They met on April 21st. Councilmember Morcomb, you are their liaison. How is our Park and Rec Commission doing?
Doing great. And not only did we meet, but we met outside. It was great. Got to see, you know what, just observationally, we like to meet in parks when we can, and the commission is going to be meeting in a number of parks over the summer. The number of kids under the age of 18 that came by on motorized bikes, motorized scooters, it is a new reality. And just to see how many people use the trails and parks, even just around City Hall, was really, really cool. But we talked about the naming of the new park in the south of Oakdale. That's coming up. So some good ideas on what they think would be a good fit for the city, but more to come. And that was really the primary focus for our meeting.
Very cool. Let's move on to award of bids. We got a couple items in front of us tonight. Do we have a staff presentation? Mr. Bachmeyer, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you this evening, we have looking for council action on approving 2 contracts for the 2026 improvement projects. The first contract is for 3 projects that we bundled together, the 2026 improvement project, the Tanner's Lake South Parking Lot Resurfacing Project, and then also the 2026 Mill and Overlay Project. We did open bids on April 16th after publicly advertising and collecting the bids. 5 contractors submitted bids for that work, with Birchville Construction providing the low bid of $6,206,687.80. The second contract that we opened was for the Greenway Avenue sidewalk improvements. We had 11 contractors that submitted bids for that work, with Park Construction providing the low bid of $11,626. These 2 quotes came in slightly under the engineer's estimate and slightly over the CIP budget amount. So we are requesting, I think, approximately a 1% adjustment in the CI budget to provide sufficient contingency for these 2 projects. The recommendation is to award these 2 contracts, authorize the engineering management contract that goes along with these projects, and also amend the budget. With that, I stand for any questions the council may have.
Council members, any questions for Brian? All right, let's move into the action items. Who wants to get us started?
Move we waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-26, awarding the bid for city projects R 2026-01, 2026 street reconstruction. I read the whole thing, man. R 2026-02, 2026 street overlay, and P 2026-03, Tanner's Park South parking lot repaving, authorizing construction-related engineering services and amending the 2026 budget.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion a second. Final comments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And Resolution 2026-26 is adopted. Next item.
Move we waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-27, awarding the bid for Greenway Avenue sidewalk from Hudson Boulevard to 7th Street North, included as part of the city project R 2026-01 to Park Construction Company in the amount of $411,626.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments? I want to make a comment on this one. This trail on Greenway Avenue has been in the works for a very, very long time. Included a lot of public feedback over the years. We're very grateful to federal government, right? That gave us the grant to pay for this project. It is completing a huge gap in our sidewalk and trail network in this city, connecting Hudson Boulevard all the way up to 7th Street, which has been, I mean, unfortunately, we've had people hit on that street over the years, and so to finally get this trail connection in is a huge kudos for Oakdale, and I know one that residents who live along that very busy stretch will appreciate and enjoy. Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And Resolution 2026-27 is adopted. Last one.
Move we authorize the mayor and city administrator to sign engineering service contracts with SEH for construction-related engineering services in total amount not to exceed $511,301.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion a second. Final comments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that authorization is given. All right, thank you, Brian. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. He just got away real fast. Let's move into staff reports tonight. Community Development has a couple items in front of us. Mr. Gitzloff, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Andy Gisloff, Community Development Director. The first item before you is the acceptance of a grant award in the amount of $2,000 from the Minnesota Economic Development Foundation. This grant would be to pay for a portion of the salary for a seasonal intern within the Community Development Department. This staff person would assist this summer with planning and economic development projects, engagement activities, and conducting background research. As part of the grant, the intern will also be invited to participate in the Leading Interns Network and Knowledge Cohort hosted by the foundation, which brings interns together once a month to collaborate and build their networks. Financially, with the grant award, council action is required to accept that grant award tonight.
Council members, any questions for Andy? All right, can I get a motion?
I'll move we waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-24, accepting Community Internship Grant Award in the amount of $2,000 from the Minnesota Economic Development Foundation to the City of Oakdale.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion a second. Final comments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that resolution is adopted. One more item.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is amendments to the zoning code for recreational vehicle storage. This item went to council workshop on January 27th of this year, where council discussed providing some greater flexibility for residential storage of recreational vehicles. 4 changes were recommended from that process. One was to increase the number of RVs allowed on a lot from 1 to 4. Second was removal of setback exemptions based on time of year, opting instead for a universal setback of 15 feet from the curb. Removal of the hard surface requirement if vehicles are parked in the side or rear yard, and clarification that recreational vehicles must be free of leaking hazardous fluids. As a point of clarity, the code already requires that those vehicles be licensed and operable as well. The city attorney has reviewed this ordinance. It also went to planning commission where a public hearing was held. Public hearing was required because it is an amendment to the zoning ordinance. Besides a clarification on an interpretation, there was no additional comments at that hearing. Commission recommended approval of the ordinance. And I'm happy to take any questions before you move into the requested action.
Council members, any questions for Andy? So council members, Councilmember Moore and I are having a little conversation up here. I think we still have some questions on some of the language in there. You know, you may recall my rule has always been if a council member needs more time or wants to iron something out, we will honor that and take it back to workshop and continue working with it. And so I think the path forward is maybe tabling this one, scheduling some time at our next workshop, and then planning on bringing it back 2 meetings from now, the second meeting in May, if that works for everybody. Do you want me to make the motion?
I think you should.
All right. So council members, I'm going to make a motion to table ordinance number 961 until the May 26, 2026 meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we're going to lay that over or table it until the last meeting in May. Council members, please get Chris any of the questions you have so she can kind of formulate the conversation at our workshop in 2 weeks. Sound like a plan? All right. Thank you, Andy. Sorry. Last minute curveball. It was either that or trying to tweak the language on the fly. So, and there's a hockey game. So, you know,
That's right.
we're being realistic. Okay. Let's check in with our city attorney. Mr. Thompson, what do you have for us tonight?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I don't want to interfere with any hockey games, so I don't have anything to report tonight.
Anybody have any questions for Jim? All right, let's look to our right and check in with our city administrator. Chris, anything for us tonight?
Mr. Mayor, City Council, I do not, unless you have any questions for me.
Anybody have any questions for Chris? Seeing none. All right, let's move into council presentations. Anybody want to go first? Look down here. How about over here?
No.
All right, I got a number of them. I should probably read through this real quick. Okay, first and foremost, let's look back to this past Saturday. I want to thank everybody that came out and took part in our Pete Grasky Arbor Day tree giveaway. It was a little rainy, but always great when residents show up and claim 200 trees to be planted in our community. Also, a big thank you to all of those that attended the second annual Eco Fair at Castle Elementary. The clothing swap that was hosted for the first time was an absolute smashing success. So very cool that, you know, I think 2,700 pounds was the final figure of the amount of clothes that were donated for that event. Not sure how many were claimed and given new homes, but we know a lot were. I also want to offer a very big thank you to Hannah Dunn on our community development team for organizing the Eco Fair and all staff that had a hand in that. Our Environmental Management Commission, the Eco Fair was their baby a couple years ago that they wanted to put forward, and each and every member of that commission has stepped up to really contribute and make that event a huge success. So a big thank you to them as well. And then for the Pete Grasky Arbor Day tree giveaway, a big thank you to Public Works and the fire department for letting us use their space up on the north end. Every year that event just gets better and better, more efficient. Cannot say enough good things about it. So it's really always nice to celebrate our commitment to the environment with those two events and have everything just go absolutely smoothly, which is great. So, council members, anybody want to add any comments on those items specifically?
No, but I also thank all the city staff and everybody, you know, like there's such a huge lift, right? So it was wonderful, so much fun. And people are so much gratitude as they drive through and thank us profusely before they go dig their hole with
In the rain.
in the rain. Yeah.
It's my understanding that some volunteers helped with the sorting of clothes and that clothing swap, so thank you to those folks as well. That was a big lift.
A lot of volunteers, which is great. And our staff, I mean, to organize an idea that we've never done before. Yeah, we can look at other cities and how they do it, but to just take it and run with it. I mean, I remember walking into that was that their cafeteria? I guess it was. And everything was just so well laid out. I mean, anybody that had never been to one of those events could walk in the door and immediately know where they wanted to go to find something. Like,
Councilmember Rich and I went in at 11:40, And the volunteers working the desk told us that 185 people had gone into the clothing swap area by 11:40. So cool. Yeah, really popular.
I also want to say a thank you to our non-government partners. I know city staff reached out to the school district to get the word out if there were kids in the schools that need some clothing. This was a great opportunity. We all know kids grow out of clothes lightning quick. So to have some options that, help the family budget was also just a cool opportunity. So a big thank you to 622 for their help in that as well. Finished one weekend of big events, and we're going to roll right into another. This Saturday, May 2nd, is a huge day for the city of Oakdale. It is the official grand opening of our brand new public works facility located at 3200 Granada Avenue North. We want to welcome everybody out there. Join us for a ribbon cutting ceremony at 10:30 a.m., followed by walking tours of the facility every 30 minutes until the event concludes at 1 p.m. We can't tell you how excited we are for this. For many years now, we have known that our current public works campus was bursting at the seams. Our crews have done everything they could with the space and the resources they had available there. But many, many years ago, we had to start thinking about what Oakdale in the future looked like and how we could support our public works crews in providing the services that our residents know and love in this community. And so through a lot of work, a lot of voter support, 2 trips to the ballot for the local option sales tax that paid for this project, partners like 3M who donated the land, so much technical expertise that went into the design and the construction of this building, our absolutely fantastic city staff, City Administrator Volkers, leading the charge, making sure everybody, most importantly, stayed on budget. We appreciate that. But also making sure that, we're building a facility that is for the next generation of Oakdale, meeting not only the needs we have now, but anticipating the needs we're going to have in the future. So all are welcome to attend on Saturday, May 2nd. Please join us. No RSVP required. We hope to see you out there. The weather looks great. Take a tour. You're going to see some absolutely cool things in that building, things that, we would never even think of, but our crews have thought about it. Our contractors have thought about it. That will truly be a pretty big day for Oakdale. So we hope you can join us. The Maplewood Oakdale Lions Club will once again host the citywide garage sales this year, May 14th, which is my birthday, if anybody wants to go hit up garage sales with me. May 14th through the 16th, registration is free, but the Lions Club asks that you register your sale with them by Friday, May 1st at 8 a.m. Typically, they put together a list of all of the sales that have registered around the city, so you can plan your time wisely. For more information, please visit the Maplewood Oakdale Lions Club Facebook page, and you can find the link to register on there. The annual Community Shred event is set for Saturday, May 9th from 9 to 11 a.m. in the northeast parking lot at City Hall, 1584 Hadley Avenue North. It is a great way to dispose of confidential documents for free. The limit is 10 bags or 2 boxes. Once again this year, a huge thank you to the Eberhard Group Real Estate for providing this opportunity for our community. Larry, where'd Larry go? Where is he? There he is. Oh, he moved. Thank you to you and your team for once again hosting this event. I will be bringing many, many bags and boxes. There's been a lot of paper in my house. So in addition to the completion of the public works facility, we go from we finish one project, we start another, because that's what we got to do. Construction for the expansion on the police department and the remodel of the police department and City Hall will begin in June. What this means is, the short version is we're shutting the building down. We're getting everybody out because we don't want city staff and members of the public to have to navigate a construction zone. So that means all city services will be going elsewhere during the construction period, which we estimate will be about 18 months. Police lobby services, the entire police department will move to Fire Station 2, located at 6633 15th Street North, including police lobby services. In-person City Hall services like paying your utility bill, getting a permit, will move to the new Public Works facility, 3200 Granada Avenue North. We have a webpage set up on the city website, oakdalemn.gov, with all of the dates and times that services will be moving. We have a lot of signage here at City Hall. We have signage out by the USPS box and the free little library in the parking lot, because those will be moving as well. Keep an eye out for those blue and white signs. or, like I said, go to our city website and check out that information. The next one we are particularly proud of. The City of Oakdale has finalized a partnership with the Washington County Community Development Agency to offer financial assistance through 2 grant and loan programs eligible to home buyers and homeowners. First, the First Generation Home Buyer Program provides up to $10,000 in grants for eligible residents to purchase a home in Oakdale. We all know the cost of housing is out of reach for so many these days, and to have this grant opportunity available to help take a little bit of the sting out of that first-time home is a tremendous thing, and Oakdale's excited to take part. The second program is the city is participating in the Repair and Renovate program. Homeowners are eligible for up to $10,000 in forgivable loans to make critical home repairs. So that includes anything from an out-of-date and failing furnace to cracked windows, leaky roof. But we're also incredibly excited that this includes tree removal when a tree poses a risk to the home or to infrastructure. This is the first time that we have had a pot of money in this city to help residents with the high costs of tree removal, which we all know there are a lot due to emerald ash borer in our community. More information about these programs and eligibility requirements can be found on the city website, oakdalemn.gov. The last one, I'm not going to get choked up. But this is a big meeting for the city of Oakdale. This is our last city council meeting in these chambers. As I mentioned, we're all moving out as part of the construction project. For me, I have had the honor of serving in this room with some truly talented and incredible people for over a decade now, from the Planning Commission as a council member and now as mayor. It's really awe-inspiring when you think of the number of residents that have come through this building to serve this community, whether on an advisory body, in elected office, staff members, or even just residents stepping up to the podium during open forum to tell us about what's on their mind, or share an idea of what we can fix in this community. To move out of this space is a little sad because, Honey Oak is a very 1990s thing, but this is our Honey Oak, okay? And to sit up here and serve our community for decades, that government has served in this chamber. We've done a lot of good. We've not always gotten it right sometimes. We have rolled with the punches, and we have navigated pandemics and everything in between. But this room has, for decades now, stood as a symbol of getting the work done in this community. And the commitment to getting that work done does not change, even though we're moving out. For the city council, we'll be moving up to the Discovery Center. We will be governing off of folding tables for the next year and a half. And you know what? Frankly, we're excited about it because it just goes to show that the business of this city and the services that the amazing staff in this city provide can weather displacement and construction zones, being outside of our comfort zone and everything in between. And so, end of the night, we're going to shut the lights off and we're going to start a new chapter for Oakdale, which is pretty exciting. But as always, anybody can reach out to city staff or their elected officials, email, phone call. It doesn't matter where we govern. We're always available to support this community. So that's the last chapter for this room. Council members, let's pay some bills, because, we have to. We have a claims roster in front of us tonight, April 15th, 2026 through April 28th, 2026, in the amount of $1.8 million and change. Any bills that we need to pull out for additional information? All right, seeing none. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve claims as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Bills are paid. Ooh. I mean, we could just not adjourn, and then we could stay here. We could stay here forever. Nobody wants to. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And for the last time at 1584 Hadley, we are adjourned.
Anything else you want to do?
Yep.